Hey everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another build video on the DeAgostini Models International Space Station. Today's episode will be featuring stages 9 and 10, and from what I can gather we'll be doing a little bit more work on the base, the black base that's going to stand on, as well as maybe even installing a leg that's going to support the ISS. I don't think we're going to be putting the ISS on the stand just yet. I think that's going to come next episode, but we're getting close and I really can't wait because the thing is getting so large. It's getting cumbersome to hold. So, but we do have a very few amount of parts, surprisingly, in today's episode, so it might go rather quickly. So we'll just see what we got. Let's get into it and let's start building. Okay, here we have pack number 9, and as suspected we do have another base plate for the bottom of the stand. That does excite me because again we're getting closer to mounting this thing, so we'll get that up and out, and yeah, we'll go ahead and tear it out of its own bag. Okay, and it looks like we've got a joining piece. This actually is probably going to couple some of these together, as well as act as a support for the vertical part of the stand. So we'll get that out along with the nuts and bolts to go with it, some little MS4 screws and AS8s, and also half a module of solid metal. These things are awesome. So yeah, we're going to get that attached up to something. Honestly, I don't know if there's anything to attach this to today, unless we pull up another existing unit that we've already built. So let me clear the board and we'll get the stand out and install the first plate here. Okay, we're actually going to combine steps 1, 2, and 3 in this one segment because they're all pretty straightforward and simple. But we need to take this first base unit and we're going to attach it to this little opening right up in this little groove here. So we're going to drop it into place, and you'll notice there's 2 holes on the bottom side that are going to get screwed into the existing plate, and we're going to use some AS8 screws for that. These aren't magnetic. I'm used to magnetic screws. Okay, and we'll use one more for this corner. Could probably stand using a Phillips number 2 screwdriver for this. This one is just a number 1, but I think it's large enough we could do better with a 2. But that gets the job done. Okay, so we got that first one in. Now we're going to install this new plate piece, and we're going to slip it right into position there. So that support should plug in. Yeah, there it is. And we'll take that third AS8 screw and link it to the existing adapter. Should bring everything up flush with one another. And it does. Okay, now we need to get to our larger bolts and nuts and do some attachments here. So let's do this side first. We'll drop a nut in and a bolt. Draw that in, tighten it up. Boy, this, you don't want to take your eyes off it because when you look back, you don't know where you're at. Everything is just sort of a little overwhelming in the back here. So many notches and attachment points. Okay, and I believe we're here, yeah. Okay. A little bit of an awkward angle, but she eventually will go. Okay, and one final bolt. Okay, look at that. We have possibly the last of the base. I don't imagine having any more base pieces to go, but we'll see. Moving on to the next step. Okay, again, we're going to combine some steps here. We're going to do steps 4 and 5 together, and that's actually going to wrap up all of stage number 9. So the first thing we need to do is take this new module piece that we just got in the pack and attach it to the existing module that we built previously. And you'll notice the circular cutout here has a notch on one side, and the post on this existing module has a notch. So we need to align those up and press them in. And then we have one center screw hole that we're going to use. So let me take one of the MS4 screws. And insert it right down the center. Okay, now we need to attach this whole unit to the ISS. These two innermost holes here on this cross beam are going to attach to these posts right here. So we're going to set this up from underneath, bring it up into position. There we go. Should have already loaded a screw, but that's okay. Get this one going here. Okay. Again, very finicky. There's all sorts of little things sticking out, and I don't want to damage anything. That's why I'm really anxious to get this mounted on the base. Okay, one more. There we go. There we go. Okay, that is solidly mounted. That wraps up stage number 9. Let's jump into 10. Okay, as was stage 9, looks like stage 10 may be even faster, and I thought 9 was quick. But you can see, and I'm very excited to show, we have a stand for the base, one of the two. So we're getting closer to mounting this thing. Come on, there's our little support. A few more MS4 screws, a little plastic adapter piece, not quite sure what that is yet, and a new module piece, another, as you guess it, metal. So, all right, so I believe we're actually doing the stand part first, so let me get the stand back in here and we'll attach it. Okay, as expected, we are now going to install one of these upright supports into the right side of the base. Although I guess it probably doesn't really matter which way it goes. And that just slips right in there, and then you've got this little U-shaped support that then simply slides onto that. Just like that. And now we've got one of our uprights, but we're still not going to use the stand yet because we still need the other side, which is coming in a future stage. So we can set that aside for now. Bring in the ISS, and we're going to attach this new module on the end of what we just did back in stage 9. Let me go ahead and load up my screwdriver. I always forget to do that ahead of time, but it makes life so much easier when it's ready to go. All right. Trying to find a safe place to hold this so you don't snap anything off. Okay, this actually attaches to this little cross beam right there with the two holes into this oval shaped section there. So it comes up from underneath, fits right into place like that. And we'll bring in one of the screws. Okay, I'll cinch that down again, just want to hold it for now. Let's get the other one. I think we just about got it. Let me really crank on it. Okay. Got it. Okay. Well, that wraps up stage number 10. So, yeah, these were a couple rather short. Oh, I'm not done yet. I apologize. We still have to plug in this adapter piece. Now, this goes in at an odd angle on the bottom of the module that we just inserted. So down here, there's a hole, and that plugs in this direction, I believe. Let's see if I can do this without breaking it off. There we go. Okay, so now, and that looks like an antenna of sorts. I'm going to assume that's an antenna. So that's now attached. So now we are officially done with stage 10. Okay, that wraps up stages 9 and 10, and we are making significant progress. But again, it's getting longer, heavier, more cumbersome, and I did look ahead. I did cheat. Stage 11, which is in the next episode, we will be mounting this to the stand, which I am relieved to find out. Now, I'm not quite sure how the stand's going to work when I do my camera work, because I just have the overhead camera, so I'm not sure if I want to be able to get all the angles, so I might have to use a couple different camera angles and to get all the shots of this being assembled. But we'll play that by ear. But it's coming along nicely. We're making progress on the DeAgostini ISS. Thanks everybody for watching. God bless, and we will see you on stages 11 and 12.